Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Have you ever imagined the value of being provided the best care services in the comfort of your own home? Or do you need caregivers that are truly invested in the health and well-being of your loved ones? Here at Innovative Healthcare, we are committed to providing you the highest quality care right in your home and the flexibility to recover at your own pace. Our services include Alzheimer's dementia care, wound care, physiotherapy, post-hospitalization care, cataract care, and so much more. We understand the great importance of your health and privacy. That's why we have a fully staffed team comprising of medical doctors, registered nurses, patient care technicians, and nursing assistants. We are located at Grove Street, St. George's. So contact us on 404-7838 to book an appointment today.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Do you need to get one of these tests done at an affordable price? Well, look no further. Visit Allied Laboratories by Fit for Life today. We offer VDRL, CBC, ANA, rheumatoid factor, D-dimer, TROP1, HbA1c, PT-INR, and PTT. Call one of our branches today, conveniently located at Grenville and Granite, and one of our staff members will be happy to assist. Please note that there are over 200 tests available, and these are only a few. So call today and book your appointment.
Infinite Contractors and Machinery. We are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. We provide excavation services and engineering consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works such as drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services, paving services, concrete driveway services, remodeling and renovation, painting services, styling services, and so much more. Ask about our rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, and steel prop. Contact us today via telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com.
Welcome one and all to another Mikey Live program. How are you doing? I hope that you had yourself a good day. You're all energized and stuff, or probably relaxed for tomorrow. Welcome to another Mikey Live program, and I'm your host, Mikey Hutchinson. This is what we call news discussed, not told, because that's what it is. We discuss the news. We tell you the news. You understand? And we have a few things to discuss tonight. PM Mitchell, he accuses the New National Party of making some bad deals. Bad deals. All right? We're going to be talking about that. We've got a statement as well from the NMP. He has also highlighted concerns, that is the Prime Minister, that his government has with the NGO faith organization. And on the flip side of things, the faith organization might be making steps or taking steps to take the government to court as well. Grenada's COVID-19 cases now in the teens. In other words, it's below 20. We'll talk about that in a moment. There's a lot of talk about Spiceboyz being in a coma and who has suffered a heart attack. And there are sources that are saying that will talk. So we could talk about that. And we have other things to tell you about once the time permits. We want to again welcome you to the program Mikey Live. And of course, if you have not yet done so, we'd like to encourage you to share the program. We also would like to remind you that someone sharing tonight's program will receive some free credit, compliments, Digicel. And that person could just be you. And that's all I'm saying. That lucky person could be you. So organize all yourself, organize all the business. And that's what I'm saying. All right, so again, welcome, one and all. We are taking a quick break, and when we come back, it will be real news in Oli Lolo. Let me see the duration of that break. That break might be for about 60 seconds or so. So we're coming back. Stay right there.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Alrighty, and so let's say again, welcome to the people who are just joining us on the business tonight. To the first-time viewers, we want to say hello to you, and to the usual suspects and the usual suspects, you're always here, you never miss a program. We would want to say hello and welcome to you as well. So now let's get straight into the business. Now the first thing that we have to tell all you about, boy, a leading regional climate scientist has issued a warning that the impact of climate change, especially on small island developing states, is likely to derail efforts to achieve UN Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. And you've been hearing a lot about that for a while. You understand? Michael Taylor, a UWI professor, he says achieving the SDGs is under threat from climate change. And this should be of urgent concern to all who want a livable future. And I find using some strong terms here. He says scientific research estimates that by 2023, the Jamaican capital, Kingston, in particular, could be among cities experiencing climate departure. You understand? Now, the climate scientist said it will have implications for people's quality of life, and all must be concerned and seek to tackle climate change as an imperative. You know, there are some who believe that climate change is still just a hoax and it's just an idea or a concept. But if you look around us every day, you will see the changes in our environment. Temperatures, where the shorelines are, the flow of the river, the streams, and the strength of the stream. Well, if it's not climate change, it's something. You understand? It is something. So, you understand? Anyway, let me go. Olia, the next thing that we have to tell you about, boy, well, not you, Spy, take your time. I'm looking for, I don't looking for all yet. We people are looking for Spiceboyz. You understand? After collecting 1 point from the 3 matches in the CONCACAF National League, or the Nations League, we call it the CNL, thus far, the Spiceboyz are still in the mix for direct qualification for the 2023 CONCACAF Gold Cup, or at the very least, a place in the 2023 Gold Cup preliminary round. So we're looking pretty. You understand? Now, newly promoted to League A of the CNL, Grenada played in Group D, losing 3-1 away and drawing at home 2-2 to El Salvador and losing away to the USA 5-0. The final match against the USA at home is scheduled for March 24th, 2023 at the Kennedy James Athletics Stadium, which the USA need to win to take the top spot in the group. Now, CONCACAF has released information for the upcoming preliminary round and group stage, which includes 12 and 16 teams respectively. You understand? Now, the preliminary round, which commences the third week of June 16th to the 20th, 2023, will qualify the final 3 teams which compete in the Gold Cup group stage. The CONCACAF ranking as of April 1st, 2023 will determine each of the 6 matchups for round 1. Then the winners from each matchup will play against each other to determine the 3 advancing teams. We've posted a whole thing on my page about that, so you could take a look at it and things like that. And think. The Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique, Honorable Dickon Mitchell. He says that the South constituency branch of the New National Party has some money to pay one Polish man. Now that was announced at a recently held town hall meeting, where among other things the Prime Minister outlined some of the things that his government was uncomfortable with upon assuming office this year. Now the Prime Minister explained some of the discomfort that they would have had and what they think should happen about it.
A gentleman of Polish origin applied apparently to be made ambassador at large on behalf of the citizens of Grenada. That gentleman was told, and it appears that the cabinet, the then cabinet, agreed to appoint the gentleman as ambassador at large. He was told that in order to do so, he needed to pay US $290,000 to the state of Grenada. $150,000 was paid to the state of Grenada, and there's a treasury receipt for it. Another $140,000 was paid to the New National Party South St. George office. Let me repeat that. $140,000 was paid, and this is in June of 2022, right before the elections. $140,000 paid to the New National Party South St. George office. We have the records. So since the cabinet conclusion said it was $290,000 to the state of Grenada, last time I checked, the Constitution does not establish the New National Party South St. George office as part of the state of Grenada. So my free advice now is that the New National Party South St. George office, or the New National Party for that matter, should kindly hand over to the state of Grenada. The $140,000 that magically found its way into your bank account. Now, I don't know who advised the Polish gentleman, but as a good colleague of mine said, this must have been Wagiti Bingo. And you clearly gambled and lost. The gentleman has been asking back for his money. The state of Grenada has no intention of paying back any money to anybody. But I also want to point out and give some free advice to the South St. George branch of the New National Party that you might have to pay back the man his money. But that is free advice. You could take it or leave it.
Well, I only here for I only here for the comments. Yeah, I mean, I only here for the comment. I'm drinking moringa and mind me business. Yeah, son. The political thing is heating up, and I don't understand why yet. But we will find out. So, that was the Prime Minister a couple days ago. Drink some moringa and mind me. Hold on. So there is now a rebuttal. A rebuttal from the New National Party. We reading the business. It goes on to say that at a recent town hall meeting, the Prime Minister of Grenada, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, stated that monies intended to be paid to the government of Grenada was paid to an account of the New National Party, the NNP. The party wishes to make it known that the party has no knowledge of any such transactions and has not received any funds referred to. Hold on. Furthermore, the party believes that this and similar accusations are diversionary tactics used by the government to draw attention away from the real issues of the new administration's lack of performance, mismanagement, allegations of corrupt activities of its own members, and failure to deliver on its many 100 days campaign promises. Hold on, I tell all the thing hitting up. The NNP also believes that these allegations are aimed at distracting public officers from the broken promises to immediately make workers prominent, to pay pensioners or pensions for all workers who qualified, and the cry of the over 100 ordinary Grenadians who have lost their jobs. It goes on to say that this tactic also seeks to distract from the government ministers deciding to give themselves $2,000 in increases while doing nothing to address the increase in food prices and electricity bills. He goes on to say that the NNP calls on the Prime Minister to present facts that monies intended to go to the state of Grenada was paid to another account other than the government account. Meanwhile, the party will seek legal advice on the statements made. How do you think heating up? Who do you believe? So on one end, the NDC is saying one thing. On the other end, the NNP is saying another. There's only one truth. The absolute truth. Time will tell. But that was not the only allegation that the Prime Minister made against the former administration. Faith organization is the talk of the day. It's like a road march. It's like road march. The Prime Minister is alluding to the fact that, hey, who is this faith organization? What were they responsible for doing? Why were they being given that kind of monies? And express his discomfort about the business dealings between that organization and the government of Grenada.
We encountered an organization called Faith Organization for People's Development, Inc. Now, the organization is incorporated under the Companies Act as a not-for-profit company. Therefore, it should be engaged in philanthropic, charitable, religious helping, not to make a profit. Prior to that, it did a name change. Its original name was St. Andrew Southeast Development Organization, Inc. The learned Minister of Education ran for the beautiful constituency of St. Andrew Southeast. So when this entity was incorporated, it was incorporated as a not-for-profit organization called St. Andrew Southeast Development Organization, Inc. The name hints or suggests it was meant to help develop the constituency of St. Andrew Southeast. It subsequently metamorphosized, became a butterfly, and became the name Faith. But I just want to point out something. In 2 years, between 2020 and July of 2022, this company was paid $6.8 million by the government of Grenada. Now, in addition to that, the then Cabinet of Grenada passed a cabinet resolution handing over 3 community centers located in St. Andrews Southeast to that same organization. Community centers meant for the community, meant for use of the people, was handed over to this company, to this not-for-profit company. Now, if you're a not-for-profit company, and if you could convince the government of Grenada in 2 years to give you $6.8 million, what are you providing to the people of Grenada? And how miraculously the only client you have is the government of Grenada. So what were the services they were providing? Apparently, sanitization services. Spraying children's hands when they come to school. Maybe wiping countertop or chair or whatever, I don't know. But in 2 years, they racked up $3 million in revenues. Not-for-profit companies are required to file financial statements at the company's registry. No financial statements have been filed for 2021, and I doubt any will be filed for 2022.
That's Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell speaking about the faith organization. Now, the faith organization now, today, they too put out a release hinting that they will be taking the government to some sort of legal action. The faith organization says that the Faith Organization for People's Development Incorporated has noted with concern a number of public pronouncements made on behalf of the government of Grenada in relation to a contractual agreement or arrangement which existed between the organization and the Crown. Now, in response to these pronouncements, the faith organization wishes to make the following factual affirmations. First, the faith organization is a charitable organization and is not run for the purpose of turning a profit, it says. The faith organization mandate is one of a service to the people of the state of Grenada, and it is in this capacity and against the backdrop that the faith organization and the government entered into their arrangement. Secondly, the government of Grenada approached the faith organization in early 2021, explaining to the organization that there were a number of vacancies for support and ancillary staff in the Grenada school system, which desperately and urgently needed to be filled before school could be reopened. The faith organization agreed to assist the government of Grenada in this regard. It says that, resultantly, the organization and the government of Grenada entered into 2 written contracts, with the first having a term of February 2022 to July of 2022, and the second having a term of June 2022 to December of 2022. These contracts were prepared by the government of Grenada and presented to the faith organization for execution. Pursuant to these contracts, the organization acted, they say, in the capacity of a contractor to provide the government of Grenada with the services of hundreds of cleaners, sanitizers, cooks, groundsmen, watchmen, and other workers who took up the important task of ensuring that this nation's schools were fit to function in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The organization faithfully and dutifully discharged all of its obligations under the aforementioned contracts until the second of the said. Fast forwarding the whole business. That arrangement no longer exists between the government of Grenada and the organization. The organization hasn't been paid for a couple months, they say, and the faith organization is saying that under their contractual agreements, there are certain provisions for dispute resolution in which the government failed to adhere to. And so now the faith organization has no alternative but to pursue actions according to the contract and hand over this case to its lawyers. So in other words, and I'm paraphrasing here now, failing to adhere to the terms of the contract as it relates to the resolving any such disputes that they may have relating to the contract, they are now going to take the next step that the contract mandates. All right, so the whole thing has been handed to the lawyers and XYZ, and that's what it is. So we might hear a court case in a moment. The thing heating up. You understand? The thing heating up. All these things, the truth will come to light. Which side telling the truth and which side isn't. Or if there's gray areas, we will find out all of that. You understand? And we will be looking at it like a hawk. Oh yeah, we're moving on how we're looking for time. Anyway, before we go on, let me say it now. All you're telling me, never a dull moment in Grenada. Speaking of dull moment, I have good news for all ya. Enough for the bad thing. Enough for the melee, the telele. Yeah, that's all ya. Only for I see the thing on the business. Grenada's COVID-19 situation is looking really different. Real different, boy. New confirmed cases, 0. Current COVID-19 related hospitalizations, 0. Tests done today, 73. Test positivity, 0%. New cases, 0. New recoveries, 2. Grenada's active COVID-19 case count is 19. Grenada has 19 19 active cases of COVID-19. 19! We pretty. You understand? So we have to say, thank God that we have fought through that. But my question now is, what about all the people who lost their jobs because they were a little reluctant to be vaccinated? Are we, and those are who are performing, those who gave their life to the companies, are we going to reconsider our position on the whole business? What's going to happen? What's going to happen to these people? We don't hear people talk about it anymore, but it's still a real thing. There are some people who has lost their jobs, like real. I see big people in society with long surnames that me and you have to struggle to pronounce. Who lost their jobs, they have to go and sell at the road to be able to maintain their mortgage and their family. Real thing. The topic of vaccination, the topic of injecting something into your bodies is a real one. It's something serious. Is it that we should have been a little more tolerant to these people? Give them some more time. Rather than fire, give them some more time. You understand? Because I'm of the opinion too, I like to keep my body pure. No airing. No tattoo. Respect to those who have it. no earring, no tattoo. I ain't eating certain foods. I ain't putting certain thing in my body. And here my employer is telling me that I must put this thing in my body for me to maintain a job. Hello? Are we listening to this? Are we hearing ourselves? We might be a little more tolerant to certain things, and we might be somebody's boss, but we do not have the authority to make that decision for them or to validate or invalidate anything where their bodies are concerned. We do not have that authority as much as you think you do, because you think you're sharing bread. That's not fair. You imagine you are 80 years old, you, 80, 90, and somebody tells you, you need to do this in order to do that. You know that that might not work for you. What are you going to do? So in order for me to give you water, you must first do this. And you're telling yourself that that thing that they're asking you to do might do more damage than you being thirsty. You understand? It's a hard thing. It's really hard. So, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? You understand? What are we going to do? Are we going to rehire these people? Or say, well, a little lost. Moving on. You understand? I remember when my mom was doing her very aggressive treatment for cancer. She had a pre-existing condition. She had, and currently has, one kidney. And so they were treating her for a cancer. And in the process of treating her for cancer, her kidneys started to react. Now, her kidneys never acted up before. Never before. So on one end, you're trying to fix the cancer people trying to fix the cancer. But then the kidneys became unhappy with that. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to say, well, we are your cancer doctors, and hey, our concern is getting rid of that cancer in your body? What going on with your kidneys for your kidney doctor? My job is your cancer. Is that the approach? Is that the approach we should take? That you do this, do as we say, or else we kick you out of the hospital? Do as we say, or else we kick you out of the hospital? When you know, if you continue, there's a high possibility that you're dead anyway. You understand? Kidneys unhappy. Doctors find everything looking good. Cancer going, but kidneys vexed. Kidney dying in the process. What do? Do you say, ma'am, you are supposed to do your therapy now? If you don't do it, I am sorry. Sometimes it requires more than a hardline, black or white approach. I'm pleading for the people who have lost their jobs during the pandemic. I'm pleading and begging that we reconsider. That we reconsider. Because there's no one who was going to make me take no vaccine to keep no job. Nobody. Life continues after job. Man could fire you today or tomorrow. You could have taken that vaccine now, and next week if they choose to fire you for another reason, it's you they get rid of anyway. You get me? Those are the realities. Those are the realities. You understand? Anyway, let me take a break here, Papa. I'm drink some moringa and I'm coming back in the business. Alright? Spice. A trusted source. You understand? A trusted source close to Queen of Dancehall, Spice, has denied rumors that she suffered a heart attack or that she was placed in a medically induced coma in the Dominican Republic after developing complications during a cosmetic procedure. Hola, they say when there is smoke. Spice, anyway, Spice hasn't had a heart attack. Neither is she in a coma. Those are all lies. The rumors were caused by people not knowing where she was, and because she hadn't posted on IG, the source who asked that their name be withheld. In October, Spice, who turned 40 in August, hinted that she would be off social media for several months. The rumors that Spice had developed complications were further perpetuated by a Facebook Live session this morning, where Minister Marian Hall, well, who, all the boy you calling me on the program, and all the boy you calling me, boy, why you calling me on the program for? Boy, I'll call you back. You understand? Now, the rumors that Spice had developed complications were further perpetuated by a Facebook Live session this morning, where Minister Marian Hall asked her fans to pray for the artist. Now, Marian Hall, who has a checkered history with Spice amongst the dancehall fan, had said Spice had suffered a heart attack and had asked for her prayers. You know, Spice and Lady Saw were friends, and then Lady Saw maybe was the queen of dancehall before Spice is assuming that title, so they end up in some mix-up, and so they've been going at each other, and you know, so I don't know if it's shade or if it's a genuine concern, but anyway, things heating up there too. Anyway, lately that talk here, Papa. We're taking a break, and we shall be back with the national report and the weather.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
It's Soca Parang in Deep Basket, the Spice Basket. Saturday, 5th November, featuring from Trinidad, Scrunta, Baron,
then you go see
Marcia Miranda.
Darling, look, it's Christmas, a special time of year.
From Grenada, Carriacou String Band, Lele. Hassan Leke and Steve Theodore. Get your early bird ticket for $60 after you pay $80 and more at the door. And are available at Chucky's Bar, Brendan on the Terminal, Grenada Optical in St. George's, Gittins Pharmacy Granville, Gittins Healthcare Grandance, Chai's Bar St. Mark's, Nick and Bites Guave, St. David's Pharmacy, Calico Shopping Center, Main Street, Sotiers. Soca Parang in the Basket, Spice Basket, Saturday, 5th November, showtime, 8 p.m. Brought to you by National Lotteries Authority, WeFM, Boss FM, Top FM, Magic FM. Bulk by Carib, Captain's Harris, GBN, MTV, Alamanda Hotel, 3 O's Auto Supplies, and Grenada Distillers. Soca Parang in Deep Basket, Spice Basket, Saturday, 5th November, showtime, 8 p.m. It's another Chucky's promotion.
national insurance scheme continues to make it easy to access our services using the MyNIS online platform. Now we're introducing a new feature that allows you to submit your benefit claims from the convenience of your smart devices. No paper, no hassle. All you have to do is log in to my.nisgrenada.org. Select Claims, fill out the relevant information, and click Submit. We'll take it from there. It's that simple and that easy. Submit a claim from the comfort of your home as you rest and recuperate. Enjoy the convenience of faster claim processing and monitor the status of your claim every step of the way. We are excited to introduce this new feature to better serve you. NIS is changing the game and the way you make your claim. Access anywhere and anytime with MyNIS Online.
Have you ever imagined the value of being provided the best care services in the comfort of your own home? Or do you need caregivers that are truly invested in the health and well-being of your loved ones? Here at Innovative Healthcare, we are committed to providing you the highest quality care right in your home and the flexibility to recover at your own pace. Our services include Alzheimer's dementia care, wound care, physiotherapy, post-hospitalization care, cataract care, and so much more. We understand the great importance of your health and privacy. That's why we have a fully staffed team comprising of medical doctors, registered nurses, patient care technicians, and nursing assistants. We are located at Grove Street, St. George's. So contact us on 404-7838 to book an appointment today.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess, and Klein, and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Do you need to get one of these tests done at an affordable price? Well, look no further. Visit Allied Laboratories by Fit for Life today. We offer VDRL, CBC, ANA, rheumatoid factor, D-dimer, TROP1, HbA1c, PTINR, and PTT. Call one of our branches today, conveniently located at Grenville and Granite, and one of our staff members will be happy to assist. Please note that there are over 200 tests available, and these are only a few. So call today and book your appointment.
structures and machinery. We are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. We provide excavation services and engineering consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works such as drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services, paving services, concrete driveway services, remodeling and renovation, painting services, styling services, and so much more. Ask about our rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, and steel prop. Contact us today via telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
The Blood Tour with Marvia Providence. Marvia Providence with a live band bringing you some of her newest and greatest hits.
If your hands are anointed, I feel like a running, skipping. I am a warrior. Full up with the Holy Ghost, bro.
Join the world-renowned recording artist Marvia Providence live in Grenada on Saturday, November 19th, 2022 at 7 p.m. Venue, Gateway Conference Center on Maurice Bishop Highway, Grenada. Get your tickets at these locations now or visit www.grenadagospel.com. This chain-breaking praise tour is coming with a difference. Call 533-0099 for vending and sponsorship opportunities available.
Anywhere, at any time, and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Government starts process of regularizing hundreds of employees in the public service who have been working for years under temporary appointments. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report.
Have you noticed an increase or decrease in your electricity bill? You know that changes in the fuel and non-fuel rates affect your bill. You should also be aware that changes in household activities affect your bill. Ask yourself these questions. Have the rates changed? Have there been more people at your home? Have your children been on holiday? Have you used your fan or air conditioning unit more often to beat the heat? Are any of your electrical appliances or equipment faulty? Have you added any new appliances such as transformers, water heaters, or pumps? Make it a habit to understand any changes on your electricity bill. For more factors that affect your bill, visit www.grenlec.com. Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
With the details to the news for Wednesday, November 2nd, I am Rikisha St. Louis. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell says government remains committed to restructuring the public service and regularizing hundreds of workers who continue to give service without confirmation. He said government has started the process of regularization to guarantee improvement in the rate of productivity in the public service. Prime Minister Mitchell was speaking during a recently held town hall meeting at the Grenada Trade Center Annex. Efficient functioning of the ministries, he says, depends on the restructuring and transformation of the public service.
There are positions which in the public service which must be filled if some of these ministries are to actually function. And so we are not waiting on pension reform to fill the positions in the Ministry of Agriculture. We are not waiting on pension reform to fill the positions in the Ministry of Labor. There was no deputy permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance when I got there. Recognizing the kind of workload that is taking place in the Ministry of Finance, there is a deputy permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance. So we recognize to actually make some parts of the government even function, that there are positions that are going to have to be filled. We recognize that some of these positions which have been frozen for a very long time are going to have to be unfrozen, and we cannot wait for the pension reform.
He explained that department by department, government commits to fix the issues of salary scales and staffing.
The size of the government in total is massive. You have established public servants, unestablished public servants. People work with the government, but they can't even get a letter saying they work with the government. People are on contract, for service, off service, and the list goes on and on. Well, I'm not even speaking about the Imani program. Right? So the reality is, the size of the government is the size of the government. Whether it's 15,000 checks every month, the government issues those checks. The problem is some people get a check, and when they retire, they will get a pension. Some people work for 30, 37 years, and when they retire, they have nothing to show for it. And usually, it is those who are the lowest paid are the ones who will walk out of the government with no pension and with nothing to go by. And then they have to come back for either what you call poor people's pension, for some other form of social security. And so the reality is, if we don't right-size the public service, and that's what we mean by having one public service, where for the most part, the people who work for the government work on the same terms and conditions. It's not easy. We didn't create the situation, and it has existed for a long time.
Minister for Legal Affairs, Labour and Consumer Affairs, Senator Claudette Joseph, shared the findings of the government's assessment of the public service. After several years, top positions within various ministries and departments still remain vacant.
We find generally our patriots in the public service, our brothers and sisters in the public service, are demoralized. No prospect of promotion, confirmation, or pension. They generally are demoralized, and therefore, we are not getting the best. The country was not getting the best out of our public workers. We promised you change, we promised you transformation, and change and transformation is what we are going to bring you. And one of the first things we are going to do in delivering on that promise is to start fixing our public service and staffing all of the departments of government adequately so that we can deliver quality service to all of the people of Grenada.
Government anticipates positive sustainable development outcomes from the Grenada component of the UNDP Government of Canada funded Caribbean Engender project. The initiative focuses on gender equality, inclusiveness for the differently abled, and climate resilience through the implementation of strategies to support climate change and disaster risk reduction interventions. The Enabling Gender Responsive Disaster Recovery, Climate and Environmental Resilience in the Caribbean (ENGENDA) project will assist in the institutionalization of gender responsive risk management, gender inclusive resilience, among others. Minister for Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs, Honorable Philip Telesford, during Tuesday's project launch, outlined the significance of taking sustainable action to promote economic growth and development.
Increased emphasis will be placed on policies and activities to protect our environment, particularly our coastal waters, actions to mitigate against the degradation of our lands, preserve and protect the quality of our water supply, and the promotion of balance between human needs and environmental sustainability.
Minister Gloria Thomas, responsible for social development and gender affairs, is optimistic that the ENGENDA project contains viable solutions to support climate change, disaster risk reduction, and inclusivity.
This project will help service providers to improve efficient service delivery, accelerate post-disaster recovery, and risk mitigation. This initiative will empower the government to take ownership of disaster risk and exposure with better institutional arrangements. This will also address possible large-scale recovery needs that are shock responsive and better offer social protection finance for the most vulnerable. Implementation of the ENGENDA project is important to the ministry as the deliverables will signal an improvement of the quality of life for vulnerable populations whom we serve.
Under the project, a multi-purpose center for the disabled will be designed and constructed at Lacalome, St. David. Coordinator for the National Council of the Disabled, Hilary Gabriel, commended the government for recognizing the need to improve the lives of the differently abled. She said the center will provide training and capacity development opportunities as Grenada moves toward creating an inclusive society.
The thrust to design and construct a responsive, climate-smart, multi-purpose center is a welcomed initiative for GNCD, as Grenada will be well poised to continue enhancing the lives of persons with disabilities. This state-of-the-art building will definitely increase training opportunities, among other activities, for the community of persons we serve with disabilities. GNCD applauds the ENGENDA project activities, which includes the building capacity and livelihood training for persons with disabilities, support to students with disabilities, and sign language training for first responders.
63 beneficiaries will receive startup kits, funds, training, and other support equipment in apiculture, solar drying, and hydroponics. This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
Grenada. The time for the national census is here again. Interviewers will be visiting your homes to gather information about you and your family. The data you provide determines budget allocation for health, grant funding for community projects, and government assistance for families and the elderly. The census is required by law, and so is your participation. We assure you that your information will be kept confidential. Do your part. Stand up and be counted, because we all count in this census. For more information about the census and your participation, contact the Grenada Central Statistical Office at 440-1369 or cso@cso.gov.gd.
Continuing the news, the Ministry of Legal Affairs, Labour and Consumer Affairs facilitated a one-day workshop on occupational safety and health for officers in various ministries to raise awareness on the issue within the public service. The workshop forms part of efforts by government to review and update the country's occupational safety and health policy in the not-too-distant future.
This workshop is geared at reaching middle managers in the public service who we anticipate will play a pivotal role in promoting safety in the workplace in keeping with the ILO Convention 155, which Grenada ratified in 2012. At the moment, there is a draft occupational safety and health policy, which we will review, and with input and consultation from and with all stakeholders, we will update and ultimately reduce into appropriate legislation.
That was Labour Minister, Senator the Honourable Claudette Joseph. Government, she explained, looks forward to working with stakeholders to develop a policy that is inclusive of all workers.
My government's aim is to promote and achieve the best working environment and industrial climate for all workers in the public and private sectors. That includes the informal sectors as well. This is key to achieving our transformation agenda that our country so desperately needs now. Poor working conditions and lack of attention to the health and well-being of workers will no doubt negatively affect productivity and the efficient delivery of goods and services.
Acting Labour Commissioner Mr. Reginald Lord, Dr. Nicole Ford, Ms. Sheena Pascal and Mr. Clint Gilbert facilitated the workshop. The Fisheries Division in the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives has started its annual fishing vessel inspection throughout Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique. The session kicked off at the Carnage on Monday and continues at Melville Street, Grand Mall and Marigot St. John this week. This is a yearly mandate where fisheries officers ensure that fisherfolk are in compliance with the safety requirements needed to fish within the territorial waters of Grenada. Fisheries Extension Officer Lisa Chetram explains the safety and navigational items and functions needed to pass the inspection.
You ensure that the radios, the GPS, and all the other navigational items are intact, they're operating, and of course, especially the light, which you have all the different aspects of the light, the port, the starboard, the stern, and so forth. And then you look at the safety aspect in terms of your food ration. I always say that it is important to have your food ration. It's not your snack bucket, but it's a ration, and it's emergency only in time of need. Then you also have your flares, you also have your bailers and your oars. That's for the smaller vessels, but for the bigger vessels, ensure that the bilge pump is operating.
Chetram noted that this process is especially important to minimize mishaps at sea.
When we talk about fishing vessel inspection, we talk about health, we talk about safety, and safety is important. I remember hearing in the past that a lot of vessels would go out and persons would be lost at sea. But in most recent times, we realize because of the intervention of ensuring that persons are carrying all the necessary safety items on board, they have been quite minimized in that area. So we haven't heard much about persons getting lost at sea. We haven't heard much about persons, even being stranded out there because of the importance of this yearly mandate that we carry out. But it's not only on a yearly basis, but during the course of the year. Fishing vessels will come in, the newer ones especially, or persons who have missed it for some reason or the other, and we are going to do the inspections to ensure that once they go out fishing within the territorial waters of Grenada, they are in compliance with the safety aspect of it.
The National Insurance Scheme teamed up with the Fisheries Division. Public Relations Officer Lisa Douglas offered advice to fisherfolk on the importance of being covered for NIS benefits.
It's important that our fisherfolk realize that if something happens to them and they can't fish, they need to be covered. So if they get sick, if they get injured on the job, if they have medical expenses associated with that, especially for our divers. I'm sure you've heard about our divers who've gone out diving, got the bends. It's a debilitating disease. So we need to make sure they're covered. So if something happens, God forbid the good Lord calls them home, they have to make sure their families can also benefit. And also when they reach their golden years, that they do have a monthly source of income. They have to ensure that they can qualify for an NIS age pension. So we're here today collaborating with fisheries to get them registered and also to educate them on the benefits. Because we believe if they understand how NIS benefits them, what they can get from contributing, that of course they would get registered.
Inspection continues until the end of November. All registered and licensed fishing vessels are asked to be in their respective areas on the date and time allocated for inspection. All fishing vessels must be equipped with the stipulated safety items as required by the fisheries regulations. That story just ended the national report for Wednesday, November 2nd. Let's recap the top story. Government starts process of regularizing hundreds of employees in the public service who have been working for years under temporary appointments. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I'm Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you very much, Rikisha, and the rest of the GIS News team. We take a look now at the weather. What we can tell is that the weather is expected to be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy, with few brief to widely scattered light to moderate showers and possible isolated thunder. Tonight's minimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Winds easterly to east-southeasterly at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. And for Thursday, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy with few light to moderate, brief to widely scattered showers and the possible isolated thunder. Now the max temperature for tomorrow 31 degrees Celsius and the minimum 25.5 degrees Celsius. Winds easterly to east-southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate, waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. And that's a weather report for tonight and tomorrow. And just about checking out the folks who are online, we want to say hello to you guys and show that you have yourself a good time. Life is short. Yeah, life is short. So you need to go there and have yourself a blast. I mean, there are people who are going to say things about you. There are people who are going to challenge your values and your morals and so on. But hey, listen, life is short. Live your life to the fullest. Live your life to the fullest. All right, let me go over to Facebook and see who we have tuned in with us tonight. So we have Ansha, we have Angel, we have Erlin, Pearl, Kireen, and we also have Ezran with us. So big up to Ezran. I don't know, I'm not seeing my chat tonight, so that's why I have to check out my phone. All right. We have Rebecca. What's going on? We have Rebecca. Kireen is in trouble. Kireen is in trouble there. Diana and Celine. Blessings to you. Okay. And there are so many of you who have not yet shared the program, and they are stressing out Kireen. You understand? So I know there are so many of you who are here and you think that it's no big deal or so on, or they don't do Kireen and them that. Please go ahead and share the program. At least one share for you, and that should be fine. Patty, Marilyn, Claire, Angel, who else is with us? Cynthia, all right, that's Celine already, and all the others, blessings to you. Yeah, so for those of you who have not yet done so, I really would appeal to you to share the program just once. That's all we're asking of you. Again, when you share the program, you give other people, when you do so, you give other people an opportunity to see at least that the program is live. There are so many people who would like to be part of your night. You know, like they would like to be part of the chat. They would like to be part of the conversation. And sometimes Facebook don't send them the notification. And so, you know, so all we're asking is that you go ahead and just share the program to give them an opportunity to view. All right. So, and of course, just know that we don't take that lightly when you share the program. We appreciate when you do. It really do mean a lot to us. All right. So share where and when you can. All right. So for those of you who are listening to the sound of my voice right now, you're hearing me. Yeah, we are also talking to you. We are asking you to share the program. All right. And we again appreciate that all the time. So we have who else? We have it's Clovey, Adonna, Bermuda, Hazel, Emily, Sheldon, Wagwan, and who else? Yeah, we're getting there. Just a few more shares. I think how many more shares you need, Kirin? Just a few more shares for Kirin and the sharing committee. They work hard. They beg people to share the program all the time, and it will break their heart, I know, if they can't meet their target tonight. So please help them do that. All right, please help them to meet their target. They are targeting 150. All right, the sharing committee, they say they're targeting 150 shares tonight. So let's see if we can do that for them. All right, I know that we can. You know, it's not very steep. What they need about 15 more shares or thereabout. 14 more. Kirin. Yeah, just 14 more, and I know that there are hundreds of you on the program. So yeah, do the business now. Let me see where we at. She says if you don't share, you will not be getting peace in her birthday cake. Oh, is that so? So you're pimping out the cake. You're pimping out the birthday cake. That's something very sentimental. Early, you ain't share yet. You need 111 now, Kirin. All that you need still. How much more you need? All right, so guys, share the program for the team, and yeah, but we want to say how much we appreciate your involvement here all the time. We want to let you know that we appreciate every moment that you spend with us. I mean, I see the same names at this stage of the program every night, and you must know that we appreciate that. Tracy, you must know that we appreciate just you coming on here every night. Some people come on, you know, Java, yeah? Guys, so how many people we have on the program now? Although we're closing off, we have 132, and I think they say they need just a few more. They need about 31 more. So I had it wrong. They need about 31 more shares. So I know that Jacinta and the others, please go ahead and share the program. Let's give them that at least for their hard work. And I know that you guys could do it. I know that you can make it. I know that you, you know, so yeah. They're now looking for 25 more shares. 25. I wish I could have shared. If I could have shared, I would have done it, you know? If I could have shared. Come on, guys. Come on, let's go. Let's make that. Let's give them 25 shares in 25 seconds. 1 share per second. Let's do that for them at least, right? I'm begging on all of behalf. I'm begging for all you before I go on the program. All right? I'm tired, I'm weary, but I want to make sure that you guys meet your target. So they need 25 more in 25 seconds. There are some of you who are just hearing my voice now. You're like down there, you're kind of like dozing off, you know, because Mikey finished it. Just hit the share and fall asleep. You understand? Just hit the share button and fall asleep. Bermuda? All right, come on, let's share. Let's go. Bernadette, have you shared already? Cute baby Mikey? Yes, Bernadette. If you have not shared yet, come on, let's do it. All right? 10 more seconds. Let's go. 10 more seconds. Let's go. All right, we're getting there. Come on, guys, you could do it. 18 more shares. We have 100 and how much? 121, and we just need 18 more. Don't tell me 121 or you are sleeping. Come on. I know some people just go to sleep with the program on, but you can't be that tonight. You can't be that person tonight. Okay? We could make it. We need 12 more shares. 12 more shares. We could make it. Come on, let's do that for the team. I know how good they would feel. You have not yet shared. Somebody who is hearing us and say, all right, let me just give them a share. You know, let me just get it. Because I can't go if we don't do it. I can't go because I don't want Kieran and them not giving you guys any cake. 11 more shares, is it? No, one more share, one more, and we meet the target. So it's one more share, and we met the target. And let me see. Okay, thank you. They made the target. Okay, it's Clovey. You're not supposed to do that. You can't cheat. Clovey, you can't cheat. All right, Bermuda. Thank you very much. You shared Angel, Tracy, we did it. Kieran, we did it. It's up to now. What was your target? Because your target was 150, right? I'm seeing on my end that you guys have gone up to 150. Let me see. I'm just refreshing. You guys have gone up to 160. So you guys did it. You guys did it. Awesome. Mikey, if I have to beg 2016, I take it in night off. Okay. Anyway, guys, take care of yourself. Take care of your family. I love and appreciate you. You make me feel like praying. Anyway, so take care, and I'll pray for you guys in private. Because if I pray for you publicly, all gonna laugh at me. So we would come back tomorrow, God's willing, and we're gonna have some more fun. Thank you again to all of you who have shared. You know, you guys are such a sport. So God bless you, Joanne, and the others, Hillary, and the team. All right, bless you and thank God for you. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, Ja! No. Take care, family, and see you tomorrow. God's willing. Take care.